Hello everyone, it's Linda here. Happy to have you with me. Are you ready for another adventure? I know I am. I'm always up for something. Um, I wanted to make a stitch sampler. I've never made one and I've seen lots of others make them. So I thought I'd like to make one too. But I thought also, when you make these little sampler pieces, where do you put them so that because if you get very many of them, I mean, do they go in a book or whatever? But I already have a big book I'm working on, so I thought, how about some wall hangings that were actually stitch samplers? And I have these um, sampler pieces that I got uh, from a friend and who gifted them to me, and they have the little grommets in it up here, and they're like heavy upholstery fabric, and so that would be really cool. I have a way to hang it already, and it's long enough. I can't put it all on camera, but it's long enough where I can get 3 rows. These are 3 by 3 squares, 3 rows down and 4 across, and still leave a space up here at the top where I can print out a legend that would go with my squares. In other words, the row and the block, what stitches on that particular one. And the way I'm going to do mine is each block will have 2 stitches. Each block will have a running stitch and then one other stitch. And so there will only be 2 stitches to a block, and every block will have a running stitch. So that way my legend will show which block has which stitch. And as I go along, I have about 6 of these different panels. Not that I could get that many made, because they would be 12 to a panel. So that's 12 stitches per hanging. And this would be perfect for my sewing porch that I'm working on getting together and decorated. So I think, well, I get started on it now. And I'm doing this by just making a 3 by 3, and I'm putting these little pieces of fabric onto a piece of fusible bond. This fusible bond here. Let's see, here's my actual 3 by 3 pieces. I put that down, lay out my pieces of fabric, and then heat it, iron it to adhere it, okay? Then when I get it done and it cools down and I peel off the backing, then I put that onto a batting square and iron it to that. So each piece has a backing on it now, and it's adhered with the glue that comes on this fusible bond. So nothing's going to move or go anywhere on me, and it's all nice and there, and it stays nice and straight, and it has just enough thickness there to make it substantial and look nice. Okay, very easy to do that. Coordinate your colors any way you want to, whatever scraps that you have. And then make you a backing, or if you have something already that'll work, grab it. I was thinking that large placemats would work good for this. They're already made. It's just a matter of putting maybe a casing on the back and running a dowel through it so you could hang it. There's a million different ways you can make a wall hanging, and then make your pieces. So why don't you work along with me? This is going to be an ongoing project, and so I will be posting from time to time and show you my update on it and what stitches that I've gotten done so far on my pieces. So I hope you'll think about it, and if you do, well, let me know in the comments that you're going to work along with this too. That would be great. And let's see what we can do together, okay? And if you have a way to post on YouTube, well, tag me if you post what you do. Or my Facebook slow stitching group is called Slow Stitching on the Balcony. And you could come and join that. There's a link in the description. And you could post your work there. You could email me a picture of your work. That'd be fine too. So however, I just like to see what you're doing and what you come up with. And it'd be just wonderful to have you sharing this project with me. Okay, let's go with this, okay? All right, let's stay scrap happy. Okay, I'm here with my first block. And this first block is going to be straight stitches and seed stitches. And let me say off the bat here that like everything else I do, perfectly imperfect is okay with me. This is not going in for competition. This is just doing a project that I want to do for myself and to hang in my new sewing porch area, and just to have a sampler of stitches. And it gives me a chance to practice a lot of stitches that I hardly ever use. And and stitch along with you guys out there at the same time. So right now I'm stitching down my loose edges with just a running stitch. And let me bring you down so you can see more what I'm doing here, in case you're a beginner and you're just starting out. And now everybody has sometimes a little different technique how they do even their stitches. So if you watch several people and then try to figure out what your style is and stitch accordingly. Okay. I will do all my little running stitches on this, and then I'll do seed stitches. I love little seed stitches. They're perfect fillers for me to fill little areas or give interest or texture to something. Added to different stitches, they can create different patterns and motifs. So it's a good utility stitch to have. And it's, dead simple since it's just a little running stitch, but put wonky doodle everywhere. Wonky doodled or whoppy doodled, however you want to put it in there. You can whoppy it or wonky it, whichever way you want to do it. But the fact that it goes every which way makes it interesting, and it's a good filler stitch because of that. Okay, we've got 2 more raw edges to catch, and then we'll do some stem stitches. And this is my first block for my Stitch Sampler series. I'm not going to make this complicated. It takes no time at all to put the little pieces on the fusible and then put the fusible on the batting, trim it down. That's just no time at all. When you've got 15-20 minutes at a rate, you can do that if you can heat your iron up. And get you a few ready to stitch on when you have time. Nice little project to go in your purse when you're out and about, maybe sitting in a waiting room or sitting in the car or just traveling, however. When you're on vacation, what a nice little project to have to work on. Okay. Now what scraps you put together, of course, is completely up to you. I am going to try to coordinate my colors a little bit in each of these squares. Not that they'll all be, you know, perfectly coordinated, but see if I can't get some coordination, any color going on. Okay, I've got my straight stitches done. One more maybe in there. Close down that side. Okay. Now I think I will try the little seed stitches over here, a few first, and just place a few around. In the solid area, it would be easy to see. It's just a short straight stitch, but placed at different angles. Not in any straight line or anything like that. Just little seed stitches. They can even, some people seed stitch pretty large and some pretty small. So it's just, you know, whatever fits whatever you need to be doing. Looks cute, doesn't it? If you have trouble deciding where you want to put your little stitches before, you might try taking, I don't know if this pencil will work, but you might try sitting there and marking your stitches before you start. And that really helps a lot of people to do that beforehand. So there's no guesswork about it. They know where they're going to put those stitches. Something about it's easier to you make the composition better once you put it down with pencil or ink or something than when you're just doing it freestyle. Sometimes people say they don't like the look of the freestyle, so if you need to, just put it down there with your pencil. That's true of most anything that you want to embroider or stitch. If you want to trace it or mark it first, transfer it, whatever you want to do, that works. Okay, two more stitches and we're going to be done in this area. Okay. Little seed stitches. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over and put some inside this flower here. It's got a few little markings, so I could use that. And then just add some of my own. What do you think? You like see the stitches? I'll be doing this series along as I complete these blocks. So if you want to make up some blocks in advance and work them with me, you know, play the video and work your block along with mine, because I am going to stitch them on camera so that beginners can learn, and those who like to stitch along with artisans on YouTube, you can stitch along with me. We all like different things, don't we? Okay, we've done a few in there. Now let's jump over to here and just put a few around this one. We don't have to fill up the entire square with our stitches. The idea is just to have a sample of these stitches and how they might look in different areas, or how you might use them in different ways. I'm going to stitch until I run out of thread here. Boy, if I wanted to take a nap, I could turn on a video with someone stitching like this. And boy, I could be asleep in 5 minutes. It's so relaxing just watching. Even when I'm stitching, sometimes I get so sleepy. Okay. See if I got enough thread to put one over here. Oh, just barely. Maybe one more. Okay, we need to tie that off. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we got our straight stitching done, and we got our little samples of seed stitches around. So that's cute, and I'm going to call that a done deal. Okay, so that's block number 1 done. All right. Well, I've got my first row done, and almost done anyway. And I've labeled them so that when I get ready to make my legend up there, my list, I can remember what's what. I started with the seed stitch, and I went to the lazy daisy stitch. Can you see the little lazy daisies on there? Okay. And then I did do just an overcast around the edges, a simple overcast, okay. Then I did a stem stitch, and you can see the stem stitch that's running along there. And I did a stem stitch up this little flower here, okay. Now this one is has not been finished overcast, but it's a back stitch. And you can see the back stitching in green here, okay. So these will go on the bottom row here, like this. All right. And I wanted to show you how I'm going to attach them. Very simple. And just with a tacking stitch. This one I've done, and I'm going to trim it. I trim it down to, oh, I don't know, 3/4 to a 1/2 inch there. Take one stitch in the corner and tie a double knot. In it, pull it tight and trim it down. Makes a little tie stitch. Okay. Very easy, but it will secure. And you just do this by very simply going from the top to the back. And when you push through the top, you want to leave a tail long enough for you to work with. Okay. And then come back up close to it. Okay. So that you can tie. And when you get that one done, cut off your tie part. Tie it off. And snip it. Okay. Let's do this last one. Let's go down from the top to the back. Leave a tail. Come up just a little ways from it. Okay. Double tie it. Then snip it whatever length you want it to be. And this one is secured. And that's how I will secure all of them. Very, very simple. Isn't that going to be just adorable once I get all my little notes off, we'll position them like this. I believe I said I could get 3 rows up and possibly 4, I don't know, but let's say 3 for sure. And that's going to be so pretty when it's hung with all the diversity of color and fabrics used in each of the little 3x3 squares. And I'm doing it so simple. I'm doing the running stitch to sew down all my little elements. I'm doing an overcast to finish off the edge. And I'm just doing a little bit of the example stitch on each one. I'm not doing a whole lot. Okay, so it doesn't take forever to get one of these little squares done. And then just tacking them like this is so simple. So I wanted to show you where I'm at, and I will finish this down and come back and show you what the finished product looks like. I'm having so much fun with this. I'm thinking of making several of them. I can hang them in different areas in my house. Okay, till next time, I think you should stay like this, very scrap happy.